that's when he goes beast mode. That means that he's no longer just in this for a random fight or for a workout. He's fighting for his family, his country, and his life. Welcome to the Entrepreneur Motivation Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Bello. Today, we're going to be talking about how to shift into beast mode instantly and where I learned this lesson from and how I've been practicing it more frequently lately. So, Ed Milet, Andy Frisella, those are two mentors of mine that I always listen to. I refer to them often. I share their posts on my stories if you follow me on social media. And you also may recall that recently I went over to the Arate Syndicate live event in Nashville, Tennessee. So I heard Ed talk about this at that event. And then the call that he did the week after that event, he did the Arate call for the members of the group that I'm a part of. And he was talking about how to tap into this energy, how to tap into beast mode. And the example he shared is that Manny Pacquiao, before he does a fight, he'll touch his two gloves together. And literally, we went through and we analyzed it. He shared some video footage on that call, and it was a little bit laggy, but you can kind of see Manny tapping his gloves together. And what he said is that when those gloves get touched together, when he's like tapping both of the gloves together, that changes his state from, all right, I'm kind of warmed up to it's go time. And when he pointed out those the gloves touching, he said that's when he goes beast mode. That means that he's no longer just in this for a random fight or for a workout. He's fighting for his family, his country, and his life. The meaning that is assigned to that motion and to that fight changes entirely. It becomes way more important to him. And this also ties into a recent episode that I did about what's your why. If you don't have a strong why, you're not going to figure out the how, right? So when he taps those gloves, it shifts his state instantly, and he's remembering why he's doing what he's doing. Why is it so important to him to win that fight? What's on the line? How is he going to be able to provide for his family and his parents and his loved ones if he wins that fight? Everything changes. Now, Ed goes on to talk about a couple of things that he's done for himself. Whenever you can tap into memories, a lot of us have good memories and bad memories, highs and lows. But if you can think of a time where you're really emotionally happy, ecstatic, incredibly excited about something, you remember how it feels, and you probably have a memory associated with those good feelings of you knocked out a sales goal, you got a promotion at a career that you were interested in, you landed your first job out of college. All of those memories where you're excited and you're super happy. You can probably remember where you were, what you were doing, maybe what you were wearing. You can remember those things more easily than some of the other little details that you forget because your mind ties positive emotions with that memory, with that exact scenario in your life. So for Ed, he said that he'll snap his fingers. That's one that he does a lot whenever he's trying to prime himself and remind himself of a good memory. And it sounded a little funny to hear, but he said when he's enjoying time with his family or his daughter, he'll just be snapping his fingers. And that is his trigger to remember this moment and these feelings and to appreciate exactly the state that he's in. And the superpower or the hack in how to turn beast mode instantly, that comes in handy because the trigger is now the finger snap. So every time he's snapping his fingers, when he's ingraining positive memories into his mind, into his life, he can call upon those from the stage, before a big event, before a speaking engagement, anything like that. He can literally just snap himself and get going. And so that has been something that I've adopted myself. I had a deal go under contract. We accepted an offer recently, and I was super excited. I was here by myself, and I'm just like, yeah. And I think I like pounded my chest a little bit, kind of like a gorilla would. I just pounded my left pec, and I don't want to be like a gorilla all the time. So part of me was thinking maybe that can be my trigger, and I just pound my chest every time I'm excited about something. But then I decided that, whether I'm at the gym or in public or at the grocery store, not that I really, I mean, I guess I sort of somewhat care about what others think of me. I don't want people to think that I'm just a little bit strange and off on my own world over there. But whenever you're snapping, even if you're at the gym, you could be listening to music, you could be snapping to a song, you could be kind of like pumping yourself up where, people at the gym kind of clap and say, all right, let's go. Before they lift something, they might be talking to themselves, but the snapping fingers is pretty low key. The power in this message, this was really cool. The power is in that a lot of times we just feel however we feel. We're not sure why. Sometimes we have good days, sometimes we have bad days. Sometimes you're just in a mood for no reason. You're not really sure why are you in that weird mood where you're upset or angry. And we see the funny commercials like the Snickers commercials that talk about how you're not you when you're hungry. Sometimes that could be it. If you're hungry, angry, lonely, or tired, the acronym is HALT, HALT, hungry, angry, lonely, tired. If you're any of those things, chances are your state and your mood may be a little bit different than ideal. But now that you're aware of the power of switching your state instantly, you can call upon that state by using your trigger, whatever it is. If it's tapping the desk, if it's snapping your finger, if it's pounding your chest, you can shift into beast mode and be more intentional about it. So, how you might want to use this and how I've been using this is before I jump on a call, if it's an important call or, I'm talking to a client about a deal that we're trying to get done, whether they're buying or selling real estate, for example, I'll snap myself into that good state. I'll stand up, have a good posture, have my back straight, have my chest out, and I'll be on the phone with my headphones in so that I can be hands free. Another thing that I'll do is I'll look into the mirror. I have a little mirror on the right of me, and I can just smile as I'm talking and see myself smiling to know that I'm in a positive, energized, beast mode state where no matter what it is that I'm about to do, I'm about to dominate, I'm about to crush it, and I'm about to get the desired result for myself, for my client, for the situation, fill in the blanks. No matter what it is, I'm going to bring the highest possible energy, my best possible self to that situation to get the desired result. And while we can't always track the results, I mean, there's a lot of times we want certain things and it doesn't mean we're going to get them. All we can do is focus on the inputs. But if we pour our full energy, attention, and time into those inputs, we're going to have a higher chance of getting the outputs that we actually want. So hopefully you find this helpful. You think about how you can tap into beast mode. Something else that's kind of fresh is I did see the death of the white Power Ranger, Jason David Frank, Tommy, if you are a Power Rangers fan, if you were a 90s kid like I was. And the trigger here that I would see the Power Rangers do, I remember loving that as a kid. They'd say, "It's morphin' time," and they'd hold their hands out with those little badges or whatever they were, talismans. I'm not sure exactly what those things were, but that was their trigger to go beast mode, to transform and get the suits on and fight Zordon and all those bad guys. And so, RIP to Jason David Frank. I saw a post about him passing away. I'm not sure exactly the details behind that, but apparently it had been confirmed on a couple of sites, and I've been seeing several of my friends posting on their stories. But I wanted to kind of throw my respects to him because as a kid, that was my idea of going beast mode, is like I could be a Power Ranger. I can shift my state. I can go morph in time and become that person who starts beating the crap out of these little putty ninja people. I can't even remember the name. It's been so long since I've watched the original Power Rangers, but those little the putties, right? Is that what they're called? Those little putty things that Rita would send out. So what is your trigger to take it back to the non-Power Rangers thing? Maybe you didn't watch Power Rangers. If you did, you know what I'm talking about, how awesome it was to go morphin time. But if you did not, think of Manny Pacquiao tapping those gloves. Think of Ed Milet snapping his fingers to shift his state instantly. Draw upon the highs of the best feelings in your life. And anytime you're feeling down in the dumps, anytime you're feeling off, if you're feeling like, man, I don't feel like doing what I'm about to do, shift your state, go into beast mode, and think about your transformation. You're literally putting that Power Ranger suit on when you flip your switch, when you snap your fingers, when you do that trigger, you're transforming and your entire state is completely different. You're ready to operate at the highest possible version of yourself. So I'm feeling pretty good and energized, I guess, because I've still been doing these triggers this entire episode for you. And it's helping me recall those feelings of dominating and getting the end results that I want, crushing that workout, marrying the girl of my dreams, fill in the blanks, right? Any goals that I want, any goal that you want is achievable and attainable, but you have to make sure to come at it from an angle of beast mode and bring your highest possible energy, self-awareness, etc. So that's it for this episode. Make sure to go beast mode. Let me know if you're actually trying this. Let me know what you think, if you are seeing results, if you're kind of having a hard time envisioning it. For me, again, I just think of going Super Saiyan. If you ever watch Dragon Ball Z, a little bit of the nerdiness is coming out with like the Power Rangers and the Dragon Ball Z. But whenever you think of them going Super Saiyan and they're literally just like the muscles bulging, veins popping out of their neck, they're just exploding with power and energy. That's what I think when I go beast mode and when I snap that finger. And so that's been working for me. And no one else at the gym has to know. They can be thinking I'm snapping to some music. They can think that I'm just pumping myself up or just like doing something with my hands. They have no idea that I'm going Super Saiyan and I'm going beast mode while they're half-assing their workout, right? So that's it for this episode. I hope you found something valuable from here. Let me know what you think. If you got any questions, drop them in the comment section below if you're watching this on YouTube. And with that said, I'll catch you on the next episode. Thanks once again. Talk to you soon.